Hello and welcome to Trading Supra. My name is Jared Putnam. In this video, I'd like to introduce you to a new item I've created called Supra Day Range, and that is these tiny little rectangles that we see underneath the market at the moment. It's to be used in conjunction with Tradulator. And so Supra Day Range automatically recognizes as new information becomes available, as trades happen. Supra Day Range will recognize instances where the market makes an exerted attempt in a given direction, and when it does so, it then highlights the price span at which that attempt took place. And so we've got a highlighted price area here starting at 29.12 1/4. And so like I said, we use Supra Day Range in conjunction with Tradulator. And so you want to place your Tradulator buy line at support, and you want to place it at the top edge of support. And that way Tradulator will help you in automating the when should I get in question, the quandary, and also exactly where's a good place and when is a good time. So as a starting point, as a guide, Supra Day Range will help to point you toward areas where the market is very likely to react to its earlier activity if revisited. And so we're starting to see that now. The market's starting to revisit this zone, and we'll see Tradulator, now that it's at the zone, will begin to read the order flow, and if and when things shift in favor of a buy-side outcome, and if and when the bid begins to outpressure the ask, then we'll likely see a Tradulator order be placed. And so, as it trades at this zone, it may have an order here soon, it may not, and we'll just let it play out.
Order submitted.
Okay, so we've just had a shift here. And so it's below the zone, yes, but we're in a bullish scenario. And Supra Day Range recognizes that. And so the market's taking a look below the location where there was an outsized effort earlier in the session.
Order submitted.
And so now we can just see order filled. And so I'm just going to tidy up this stop, put it right below the low of the structure around which our fill happened. So the bid found a floor, it created a floor, and is now starting to potentially, the doors open here for the offer to really get out-muscled and for the price to lift with some relative ease. I'm just going to move my target because we're getting
order filled.
Some pretty good. I didn't mean to do that close, but anyways, so picked up roughly a point on that, and so not much, but now the market's still continuing to cooperate, and so I'll wait on moving the stop because of the bullish context that we're in, because of the support zone that we're near, and because of the nice fill that we have. Pretty small amount of risk here. And so just going to let this develop. If the market wants to come back to the entry, I don't want to get stopped out right away because obviously the market's moving, and so would like to see this trade play out rather than just picking up a small target, especially because it was smaller than I intended. So I forgot to adjust my smaller targets, usually between 6 to 8 ticks. Lately with the volatility, 8 ticks has been very gettable, and so $100 per contract on the smaller portion, the smaller target. And so in this case here, I'll just wait just a little bit, let this trade play out a little bit further. And if we're not stopped out, then I'll go ahead and move the stop. Okay, so getting some very good cooperation here. So just going to move the stop to +2. So from 08 1/4 entry, now the stop's at 10 1/4. With this much cooperation, I just don't want to miss out on at least collecting the smaller target at this point. And so again, just to be clear, Supra Day Range, when it's support, the color will be green. That's the default color. And you just want to place your Tradulator buy line at the top edge of the day range support. And so it's a complement as the day progresses. Obviously, new events happen. And so this is an item that will track noteworthy events and noteworthy circumstances where the market is likely to remember those if revisited. And so in this case, we can see sometimes the market is exact, precise, and then other times it's not quite as exact. And so here we can see it eventually remembered, but this very much so prior to Tradulator, prior to recognizing a real-time shift in bid-ask pressure and timing my entries in accord with that. This reminds me of many losses I've had in the past where I would simply place a buy limit at support and think, well, this support is golden. I've seen it work so many times. This is going to be great. I hope the market comes back. And I'll just give it a little bit of room. I'll put my stop, 2 points below support, 3 points below support. And then something like this would happen where basically the right edge here is where I would feel disgust because here I am, thinking I'm taking an organized approach, being safe, but also, taking action on my opportunities. And instead, I end up getting stopped out for a max loss, only to then watch the market somewhat cooperate at this point, and the trade's not over yet, and we're sitting at a plus 2 points, worst case scenario with a plus 2 point stop. And so with having first an awareness of what the market's likely to react to, where those locations are, is a huge advantage. It's a must. And then in conjunction with that, though, you've got to have a way to recognize, is this zone applicable right now in real time? And that's the advantage that Tradulator provides. And so by using those two together, the where question is answered. You're able to know, here's where I want to start being interested in being a buyer. Notice I said start being interested. So remember, it's not an exact science. Sometimes it is. And so we can get the false impression that, hey, to the tick is kind of how this all works, but it's not. But rather we can just start to see, here's a location where the market in real time is on sale a little bit. And when things go on sale, we don't go crazy necessarily, but we buy up a little bit of something. And so here we look for an opportunity to, maybe I want to start in a long position. But the where and the when relative to the support, that's what Tradulator will address and really handle. You can see how it handled this entry here. And this is not unlike any other Tradulator trade. I mean, they don't always work, obviously. There's going to be instances where the market just creates a signal, creates a circumstance, and then just a new force comes in and wipes it out. And that happens. But very often we're able to, as we saw here, at least get a little bit of a pop as soon as there was an opening for the bid to outpressure the ask. All it took was a little bit of pressure from the bid, and the offer went away pretty promptly, at least for a few ticks right away. And so that's what we at least want to get to, that first smaller target, and that gives us a chance to rebalance our position, take the risk side, and hopefully keep our profits rather than watching it, riding the roller coaster every day. That can be exhausting. Okay, market's now looking above 16 just slightly, so can continue to wait on this, just looking for a retest of the high that we saw earlier. Market could continue beyond that, but at least it's a support to a natural resistance trade, starting out just a little bit below day range support, and then revisiting what could become natural resistance as the market, if it's able to look at the high, likely we could see a pause or perhaps a break, but either way, we'll just trade it from end to end there. Just going to move the stop 2 more points in favor. So now worst case is the stop's 4 points ahead of the entry and sitting right at the top of the support zone. But as the market now is just a few ticks away from the target, so just looking for a punch now, another couple of ticks. This is always when time goes the slowest. Just want that paycheck. So now a tick away. So just moving another 2 points in favor, now touching. All right, so touch, no fill a couple of times here. I think I'm just going to close the trade.
Order filled.
And so just when whenever you want to, you can just end the trade. And of course, that extra 10 seconds was all I needed. But you can just tap the close trade button, and that will close the trade and cancel all your orders. And so took an exit just a tick or two off of the limit order that I had. And again, just 10 seconds ahead of the market. I just, like I said, those moments sometimes last forever. And so using Supra Day Range, it's a way to track, in real time, if the market is generating any noteworthy events. It will track those and print those on the screen for you, so that all you have to do is then use the top edge of support, or if it's a resistance zone, use the bottom edge of resistance at which you place your buy line or your sell line, respectively, your Tradulator lines. And so if you'd like some assistance on getting started with this, you can become a member to our Supra Academy for traders. If you'd like more information, I'll put our email in the description, and so you can just send an email and we'll get right back in touch with you. So everyone, thank you so much for watching, and trade safely. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.